Bang. What up,
Bang. Mike Breen. Bang. Man,
yo?
low key, when was our last one? I know we about to
Bro,
be
I
going to the
was
sports. Did we do one? I think we did one right before the finals. I don't think we did one to close out the finals.
well. Welcome back, y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, we got shit to talk about.
we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
So,
bro.
yeah, first off, congratulations to the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. Nueva York. Knicks in 5. I had Knicks in 6, but 5 kept the whole city alive for real. Well, made
Yeah,
the city feel alive rather. Shit.
yeah. I thought it was gonna be Knicks in 6, but
Hmm.
Knicks in 5 is even better to me. Uh, so shout out to them, of course. We aren't that far behind, like you said. We'll get to the World Cup in a second, but
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's what the last day right before like the free agency really opened up and everything. It's been crazy news with that, but yeah, man. I guess first let's do the finals. How did you feel about like I guess what were some of your favorite moments of the finals and like what are your storylines coming out of it? Because then we get the draft like a few days later.
Yeah,
Now it's trades. It's like basketball season starting to get that news cycle like the NFL where the shit really it's
yeah,
really ongoing now. And I
yeah.
like that because it's a powerhouse with that.
Yeah, well, I will say I think my overall great NBA finals for great finals
For
for the NBA.
for sure.
Um, you you crown a champion in the biggest market for basketball in America. I would assume be in New York, and I feel like New York definitely showed that with the way that they handled it.
Yeah, I mean the turnout and the attendance, the ratings, the sales of merch, the bootleg merch, the people coming in
Everything.
for the parade. Yeah, this was one that like even for non-basketball fans, because it's New York City, I feel like the story, the romanticism of it all really just trickled over into like pop culture for a while.
And I understand that football is the biggest sport because of how many people just like to watch it, how big the stadiums are, the
Hmm.
violence. But the NBA and basketball continues to prove that it's the best sport that is consistently happening in North America.
No,
Because you
for
think
sure.
about 10 years ago, you got LeBron in the 3-1
Yeah,
comeback. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah.
these teams. NFL definitely has, or moments. NFL definitely has teams and players and the dynasties and the lore. NFL has all the lore. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
America loves lore. NFL is the lore. But
Yeah, I
when you
think it was a few episodes ago we were talking about like just NFL films, how that like changed
You
the
know what I'm
game.
saying? Like
That really did. That changed sports media in
the
general,
the
bro.
lure is there.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I definitely want to shout that out. But the NBA, I mean, you just think about the moments, the teams, the highlights, what I mean, the shoes, the products, the jerseys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we
And
we have a whole thing around the Cleveland black sleeve shirt. So now
right, 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 right. And
everything is so tied
I
together.
now that you're saying that, it got me thinking just a second ago. Like, I think also the size of the teams kind of allows for more personality to come through. You
Hmm.
don't see so much of that. I mean, it's 11 men on the field. Granted, you're gonna get your star players, your running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, and those random defensive guys. But like, it's not a lot of famous left tackles. You can be a famous small forward or
Right.
shooting guard or some other stuff though for sure.
Yeah. And even to that point, like Jordan Clarkson is a famous basketball player.
Right, right,
That's
right,
probably the
right.
most meaningful basketball we've ever seen Jordan Clarkson play, and he's a famous basketball player, not only in his country but then in America too. That's kind of like the point that I'm making. It's so
Right,
global.
right. Hell, even like somebody like an Alvarado, like I know he gonna figure out when it comes to the money on situation, but like,
Yeah,
bro, from there, got a ring in his local endorsement contracts is gonna be enough that he Gucci.
hometown hero. He just
Yes,
he
for
just
sure,
good for forever. He
for
good on
sure,
everybody.
bro.
So from that standpoint, it was great to see New York because New York also carries hip hop. Hip
Yeah,
hop was out. The celebrity row, all of the pop culture stuff that you love. Ben Stiller on the phone, even Spike Lee getting this moment. Jalen Brunson making sure that Spike Lee was in on his float during the parade.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
him and Dolan got the beef or whatever. Like
Mhm,
even that part was
mhm.
like, dang,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hell, Charles Oakley, I really would have liked for it to be a six or seven. They could have won it in the Garden. I feel like the city would have damn near blew up. But even like someone like a Charles Oakley being able to catch them winning because it was in San Antonio because of his beef with the
yeah,
Knicks and all, like like those little subtle things. I'm to somebody that just is a fan of the sport or knows a little bit of those other little subtle details. It just makes the whole thing so poetic. I'm
yeah.
getting over what a 53-year drought. Was it over 50 years? I know for sure or something
1973, I
like
want to
that.
say.
It's like as soon as they won, I was like, damn, now I want the Bears to win. It's been so long for them. Like
Let's not get
that's
crazy.
I would like to see the
Let's
Bears win.
not get
Living up here
crazy,
at this
Mars.
point, I would like to see them win, especially if they got a black quarterback.
If he dies, he dies. I never want to see the Bears win. I hope the Cubs never win again. I hope the White
Nah, that's
Sox
real.
never win
So
again.
what
Only
what is
team
that
I
name?
will give some love to is the Bulls, and that's mainly because of Derrick Rose.
That is absolutely who I think that would really fuck the city. But the football would be way more epic up
Oh
there. I
no, if
think
the
the
Bears
Bears
win,
like
the Bears
slightly,
win.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But like even bringing a title back to United Center would be a game changer because they got hockey, sure, and like the Cubs, lovable losers, but they kind of back in the middle again. Like they had that moment. That
yeah,
was I couldn't hate as a native St. Louisan. I definitely I was ignoring messages for a week, but other than that, like as a non-hater, it was still just nice to like see the city have that sort of energy. But
yeah,
like, bro, with the Bears, I think that would be tight because I think what Chicago is culturally, that'd be a very epic one. The Bulls is such a long and drawn out
yeah.
season. I just don't see the
That's their equivalent.
no
To your
time.
point,
So yeah.
the equivalent of a win is the Bears winning. I'll give you that for
Mhm.
sure. Like I don't think that the Giants winning the Super Bowl or the Jets winning the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
yeah,
Knicks are
yeah.
New York's team. You know what I mean? To that point,
Mhm.
like the Bears is Chicago's team. No matter where you're from in Chicago, because you could be from Chicago and not really be a Bulls fan. You know what I mean?
Right,
Just based
right,
off of
right, right.
basketball is kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I just
yeah.
love Magic Johnson. I love Kobe. I'm a Lakers fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right, 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 right,
But the
right.
Bears, no, you a lame if you from Chicago and you like a Packers fan or you something like that. Like that's lame. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. You got to be from out of town if you one of those. You got
That's
to
lame.
go to your own specific bar, damn.
So, but to that point, I think
Mhm,
Jalen Brunson winning the championship was great. It puts Jalen Brunson when in 22 years or so when we do the top
mhm,
100 players, Jalen Brunson
mhm.
would be in the top 100 NBA players. It
Yeah, yeah,
solidified
yeah,
his
yeah.
Hall of Fame career as well. It solidified Karl Anthony Towns Hall of Fame career. And I think in the long run, because of them being in Villanova,
Yeah,
Bridges,
yeah,
Hart,
yeah,
like all of
yeah.
this team is going down in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like this
yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah,
Hall of
yeah,
Fame moment.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
the flip side of that though is with Wemby,
Mhm.
I'm not a person that looks at it like, oh, young players who usually get to the finals don't usually go back right away. And it
Right.
wouldn't surprise me if Wemby has a more Shaq like career, where when Shaq
Mm.
lost in the finals in 1994 or
Mhm.
five, I can't remember 95. Either way, he didn't go back to the finals
Back
until
with the
2000.
Magic. Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying? And so that wouldn't surprise me just based off of how the league is trending, how things go. And if you have to bet money on Wemby, chances are he's going to get hurt. So out of his 3 years, he's already missed a season and a half or like half a season. You know what
Mm.
I mean? So he's
Mhm.
healthy down though, but people just take that for granted in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
was
yeah,
the trials
yeah.
and tribulations that they needed to go through that everybody said that they needed. So I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised if Wemby goes to championship again next year. But I see the both sides. I don't think that it's a guarantee either. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. No, I'm with you. I think I want to ask you one more thing about the finals and then because really draft, because I did kind of want to hear what you thought
Yeah.
about the
Oh
future of
yeah,
some of these teams.
I do.
But I wanted to know what would have been your favorite performance or like moment out of all of it. Like the
Uh,
young Spurs team, man, Castle, Harper, and Wemby, they are gonna be good. And again, like the draft, at least because I'm not that big on college, which is why I
right.
wanted to ask you. But from hearing a lot of the analysis and things like that, they say this is a really good draft class, even if cats might not necessarily be first year. like franchise turnaround guys, like the future for some of them teams is very bright in that draft class. So yeah, definitely we get into the future of some of these teams because the Thunder also has a pretty decent draft too. And like, yeah, it's some movement going on. But them moments, bro. Like this was also just a even with the Spurs only winning one game, they did play fairly well
Oh,
outside of sometimes closing out these games, which shout out to the Knicks for actually doing it. Shout out Jalen Brunson, Mr. Clutch himself. But like them Spurs was balling. Them young cats is good,
no,
bro.
they ready.
Yeah.
They're definitely ready. I think that the best moments to me were obviously the OG tip in.
Yeah. I was wondering if that was gonna be your number one.
That's probably number two. To
Okay,
me,
okay, okay,
number
okay.
one is Jalen Brunson.
Closing
Game
out.
five,
Okay, so
40 points.
we wanted to then.
Like
Okay.
that's like that goes down. That's what you show, but it's like
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
Kerr
yeah.
hit the three. You know what I'm saying? We need Steve Kerr to hit the three. We need so and
Mm-hmm.
so to hit the jump shot. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing. So
That was almost like an OBJ moment for me when it's like that
yeah,
clip for him always gonna be a thing, and definitely in New York, niggas gonna have that as a poster in
yeah.
several sports
That
bars.
that just raised the whole generation.
Exactly,
Somebody
exactly.
that's 5 years old right now that watched that and was like, "This is it for me." You know what I'm saying? This is it. Like, and I didn't think that there was a more deserving heart of a person to win and exhibit the heart of a champion than Carl Anthony
Hmm.
Towns. Like Carl Anthony Towns is like exactly what the NBA when you talk about as we transition to the draft,
Hmm.
he's exactly what you want from a prospect.
Mm.
He's international because he plays with the Dominican Republic national team. I
True.
think that's super fire. And everything that he's gone through with COVID, what he
Hmm.
went through with Minnesota, just as a basketball player, I think that he deserved a championship.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
for sure,
his
for
talent,
sure.
like that solidified him in a different type of way that I think he deserved. In a way, kind of similar to like Kevin Love is kind of like Kevin Love has a
Mm.
moment. Like people
Hmm.
don't unless you're like a basketball
Yeah,
head, you don't
yeah.
remember
I was
Kevin
a
Love
Cleveland guy.
20 and 10 Minnesota. Like
Yeah.
Kevin
Oh,
Love being
yeah.
sir. Like people that's not really
Hmm.
his career is based off of. It's like it's that stop on Steph Curry, which watching that play again, Steph Curry so ass. My God, that was so ass, bro. So
Mm,
ass. Jalen Brunson
mm.
would have fucked Kevin Love up, bro. Stop playing. That was so ass. I watched that. I watched that last 5 minutes not too long ago. I was
Uh,
like, oh, Steph Curry, that was
yeah,
ass. That was an
yeah.
ass last 5 minutes of the
Nah,
game. It was
I
bad.
be I, I be loving those moments, like you mentioned, even like the comeback basically with Cleveland. Like I'm good for running up that as a LeBron video every couple of maybe like 2 months. It's
Oh
like
my
damn,
God.
them niggas that was also crazy. Like
Kyrie
and
hit
them coming back all these double digit comebacks. It's like bro, the largest comeback in history.
The
Like what,
back to the 40-point game. They had 40 points. I was
bro?
like,
It's like
whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
yeah. I think we texted each other. It's like man, this gonna be
That's
spicy.
crazy. So
Yeah,
that was like those are my two biggest moments for sure. Like I said, it's just the whole finals itself, the energy that it had.
yeah,
Like, New
yeah,
York deserved
yeah,
that. It was
yeah.
so good to see the Knicks players like cheering on their team like it's a college. I haven't seen
Mhm,
nothing like that outside of like the
mhm,
Lakers, the Celtics.
mhm.
Like that was actually really dope to see. So
Yeah,
I hope more
yeah,
franchises like get into that because it
yeah.
makes you more invested in the teams and like the players when you see them just into the game because we're all watching.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and they deserve that love because they built these franchises up and
Exactly,
they wins.
exactly. Speaking of the future, as we trickle over into the draft or whatever, now that you mentioned that, I'm also thinking because I had the thought after they won and just see how everything played out. New York could, I'm hoping, as an actual fan of the city and the franchise to a degree or whatever, a supporter of the franchise, I'd say, rather than a deep fan. But like, I hope that it does. They use this moment to become an even more attractive location. Like, I'm sure there are players like, why wouldn't I want to go to New York and win a championship up there now, bro? Like, I would love to actually see the team be, a perennial contender for some years to come. But Yeah.
Well, I think, it all hinges on Jalen Brunson, but I think Jalen Brunson proved how big your nuts gotta be
Yeah,
to be,
yeah, 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 to actually be there. Yeah, yeah,
and it
yeah.
shows to me how much Donovan Mitchell, not the guy. Kevin
Mm,
Durant, Kyrie, James Harden, when y'all had opportunity, why are y'all not on the Knicks? Because y'all not the guys. Let's keep it
mm,
real.
mm.
But Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart and Miles Bridges, who had won championships and did shit together before, it's like at least when we come together, we the guys. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, 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 right.
That like everybody can, of course, some people tighter than them, they can dribble better,
Mm-hmm.
whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to say. But we here to win games.
Right. It's still a team sport, and we are a better team.
Eastern Conference Finals, what, 2 years in a row? Like
Mm-hmm.
second
Mm-hmm.
round. Come on, man. Then he went to the finals. Come on, man. So that's as we transition over to the draft,
Mm-hmm.
looking at a team like we can just start stay in the Eastern Conference like Washington
Mm.
with getting AJ DeBonta.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was
yeah.
a good decision just based off of where he's from, kind of young guy that he is, where they
Mm-hmm.
want to take their franchise. You should
Yeah, John Wall's definitely gonna be his mentor out that way.
if you don't have a clear distinction for your franchise,
Mm-hmm.
you should probably always take the athlete, I think.
I feel that. I feel
If you
that.
don't, you know what I mean? And it's just a better choice to probably a better gamble to take. Though I think Darren Peterson is the best player out of
Okay.
everybody. Just in college, just this far. Don't know what they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in the NBA because all that kind of stuff can change. But
And
I
they
could
do
see
be
Darren
playing.
Peterson being like a Paul Pierce type of player.
Okay,
To where
okay, 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 okay.
all star, a legit all star, a legit best player for a franchise. Is he a championship player? I don't know. That might be
Mm-hmm.
a step far. Just looking at the
Okay.
field in the next 5 years, will he be better than Shea? I don't know. Well, like that'll make him really good.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? If
mm.
he's competing on that level in those next couple years. So I think, but I still don't know what Utah's overall plan is. Does this mean that they're rebuilding around him? Do they keep Ace Bailey? You talk about a place
Right,
that
right,
struggles
right.
with keeping guys over time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Niggas don't want to play in Utah. That motherfuckers be hating it there, bro.
but I will say, looking at Donovan Mitchell, what he created with his career, Darren Peterson has an
Mm,
opportunity to lead a franchise, put yourself on the map.
mm,
And I don't think that is nothing. I think that guys should take it more seriously if they got the opportunity to become a guy for a generation
mm.
on a franchise. Even
Right,
you look
right,
at what
right, right.
Giannis just did. I mean, the Bucks. Well, the Bucks were unfortunate they had Malik Beasley on their team,
Right,
uh,
right.
sending selling the games. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't help when you have Damian Lillard and Giannis. You got a player that's literally trying to lose the games on purpose.
Right, right,
Um,
right, right, right.
it's how they handled the end of this tenure and hiring Doc Rivers. It just was a lot going on, but he was the best player on the Bucks since Kareem, or since I guess maybe you,
Right.
Ray Allen, and like I don't know. I don't even know if Buck fans, how they consider that era. You know,
No, I mean, at least from what I saw, just fan reactions, they fucked up about Giannis leaving. Like that's not
yeah,
necessarily what they wanted to see. But I also do believe that Giannis wants and deserves more. They had some chances to go make some shit shaking. I think some of it was just kind of like how the cards was drawn. Like him and
yeah.
Dame maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda been better, but like that didn't amount to much for whatever reason. Sometimes the cookie crumbles certain ways, but like again, Miami is an attractive place that people actually want to play in. I don't know how much say so Giannis might have had in the background on
Saying
where
a lot.
he actually.
That's he only wanted to go to Boston, and he only wanted to go to Miami. So
Okay, so
and
yeah, exactly.
that's what I'll say is like switching to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Jason Tatum guy for sure.
Type shit
But they are making a huge mistake.
with the Jalen Brown situation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
unreconcilable. So I don't know. I don't know what type of team that you build around Jason Tatum to win a championship.
Mm,
Like I can tell you the type of team that you can build around Jaylen Brown, just kind of how
okay.
you, what he just did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not saying that you can't build one. I just don't
Right.
know what kind you do because he's just been playing with Jaylen Brown,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just the way that Jaylen approaches the game, I think is just a more reliable um way to approach the game because he doesn't rely as heavily on the jump shot to impact
Mm,
the game as
yeah,
Jason.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And so to me, that's it's just kind of as simple as that. So like, yeah, because like, what do you get? You pair Jason with the big. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like the Denver trade that people were talking about, where you trade Jamal Murray and you
Oh,
trade for Jaylen Brown, and
I hadn't caught that one.
because for Denver now you get a bona fide one-on-one half court player
Mm-hmm.
that's big. He play defense. And Aaron Gordon, Joker, Jaylen Brown. That's the
Right, right.
point guard, and you need a point guard in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably make me leery. But then if I'm Boston, it's like Jamal Murray. I don't need all these fragile, you know,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I would rather keep a
fragile
Jalen
guys.
Brown over a Jamal Murray for sure.
Mm,
Jamal, he come up in them moments. I give him that, but I feel you. I still wouldn't give up Jalen Brown for Jamal Murray. That
mm,
don't sound like much of an upgrade.
mm,
What say you? Because one of the undercurrent themes about all of this is just how Jalen Brown essentially talk too much. Like the nigga just he be doing him too much, and it be fucking up probably some of the backroom locker room politics, and maybe it upsets the organ. It might upset the organization more than set the players. I don't know how it is on basketball teams. I've only played football and ran track, but I know egos can be a thing. But also, like, is that what niggas is hating on? Because like it just seemed like bro just be doing his thing for real.
Let me change your perspective, and I want you to look at it like this.
Okay.
So Jalen, and Jason are actually really good examples because they are like a year apart, graduated high school.
Right, 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 right.
So imagine you're 16 and you're the best basketball player in your city,
Okay.
best basketball player in your state, potentially your region. And for them, they were Burger Boys. So they top 30 in the country. Because I want to say the
Mm-hmm.
East and West is 15 players each on each
Okay,
side, right?
okay, okay.
You top 30. You go to your college. You're the highest ranked recruit at your college. You're the best person on your team.
Okay.
Like you go to Coach K, you go to Duke to play under Coach K to learn. But I'm the best player on this team. That's how I feel.
Right,
I'm the
right, right,
highly
right.
most, you know what I mean? You go to Cal, I'm Jalen Brown. I'm the best player on this team. I was going to go to Georgia, but I'm actually here to study. I'm trying to learn,
Right. Right, right.
right? Then you go to the NBA. So I'm just using them as an example. You go to the NBA, probably since, that's why I say 16, 17, probably since they was 14,
Mm-hmm.
12, they've been
You've
on the
been
best teams in their
yeah.
cities. Cooper Flag didn't start losing until last year. Last year was the first time he ever lost in his whole.
Right, 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 right,
Think about
right.
it, right? You have players like, I was a late bloomer as a player. Like if I would have had a growth spurt, I would have been
Mm-hmm.
able to play in college. Like, some people be like, that
Okay.
was
Yeah,
blue.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
6'4". If I would have grew up to be 6'4", I wouldn't be doing. We would be have a basketball podcast. Like we would, you know what I'm saying? So like, but being that smaller size, I learned
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't always the best player. So
Mm,
that ego that's associated with I'm 16, you 16,
right.
make my team. I'm not really ranked. Then I turned 18. I got better. Had to go here. Had to here. Now we
Mm-hmm.
are the same position. I don't have the same ego as how it looks when we win and why we win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like
Mm-hmm.
football to where it's like I'm the most skilled quarterback. You give me
Mm-hmm.
receivers, you give me a line, and then it's just like my ability to do X, Y, Z. And you're
Right.
only looking to me to be the quarterback.
Right, right, right.
You're only
Exactly.
looking to me to be one receiver one. It's only three
Mm-hmm.
receivers.
Right, right.
Basketball game, like you just saw. No, I could. Everybody thinks I could have 40 points in the finals too. Everybody thinks that. James Harden thinks that he could do
Right,
that.
right, right, right,
I
right.
should not do that.
Right, right.
Think about that. All of them think that. The only person is only three niggas that they all might be like, okay, Brian got it. Steph,
type shit.
okay, I'm on Steph team. He got it. Okay,
Type
I'm on
shit.
KD team. He got it. Damn, I heard with Devin Booker. I don't know how good we are. He got it. But Jalen Green, don't not think he as cold as Devin Booker.
Right, 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 right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So you get to that point to where now, as far as NBA narratives in their careers, what does Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum have left to prove? That they can win more championships? Well, I mean, I already won a championship. We won a championship. Now, Jason Tatum, from a narrative standpoint, may feel like he has something to prove. And that's why
Right,
I'm
right,
saying
right.
he's messing up. Because you don't look at Steph Curry as a better NBA player because he won that championship against the Celtics, whoever they won. Yeah, against the Celtics.
Mhm.
You don't look at that as like this cold ass moment.
Right, right,
You
right,
know,
right, right,
like we,
right,
and you talk about the lure. That's
right,
not
right,
in the lure. Now, if you a
right.
Steph fan, I guess you love it, XYZ. But it's kind of like Bron. In Bron's lure, he not the coldest because he beat KD in them. That's not why he
Right, 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 right.
genuinely. That's not a part. Like it's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely
Jordan.
a plus, but like that's not
Jordan
the yeah,
beat
yeah, yeah.
Portland. Nobody really give a fuck for him. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Exactly.
not like he got that one game, hit the threes, and did the shrug. That's the only thing niggas remember about the was the shrug. It's just like
Hmm.
nobody give a fuck for him. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right, right,
So
right.
I think that players have started, and I'm bringing this back around to the media and him talking and the narrative point
Okay.
because players feel like once a narrative starts, it's hard to put it out, and it ends up affecting their money, right?
Mm.
They saying that Charlotte wants to have an image change, so you get rid of LaMelo Ball and you get rid of Miles Bridges. Now, Miles Bridges has actually been accused of some horrendous things,
Okay.
right? LaMelo Ball, just people just think he silly, but he ain't never really. I mean, got in a car accident, but niggas get niggas
Yeah.
125 getting in car accidents all the time. That's why the
Right,
insurance be high. You know what
right,
I'm
right,
saying? That's not a LaMelo Ball thing.
right,
You know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? He really ain't did nothing. But
Yeah. No, he seemed mostly out the way for real.
that perception that started with his dad before he was even
Hmm.
an adult, Darren Peterson, damn, your perception of XYZ and
Yeah,
yada yada
yeah, yeah.
yada. You know what I mean? So if you ever got the chance to really speak and feel like you can impact your perception, you would. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. How does Jason Tatum, and I'll end it here, how does Jason Tatum, deep down inside, based off everything that everybody say and everything everybody feel like in the contracts, that yeah, I could get us to a championship too.
Mm.
Because we won A1B. We not
Right,
like
right.
I'm just as good as him. I'm just as good as him. I'm
Hmm.
just impactful as winning as he is, yada 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 yada
Yeah,
yada. And all
yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah.
it just gets weird, when the finals. It just gets a little weird when you want to take a narrative. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, the generations, like we know who the cold niggas
You might want to put your wire in your mic's
are a little bit. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. But and we know who the cold people are.
Hmm.
Like because especially because they've been playing for so long. It ain't
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
colder than
yeah.
Jordan generation than Jordan. Now you
Right,
got
right, right.
guards and stuff that was hella Rod Strickland's hella cold, this part's hella cold, this part's hella cold. But when you talk about when we
Wasn't
get
cold
down
as
to it,
yeah.
and now we're in the league of parity. We're in the parity era. You know what I'm saying? In the 2000s, from 2000 to 2010, it wasn't parity who could win a championship. In the 90s, we know who won the championship. Niggas won
Hmm.
6 of the damn championships. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Those
right,
niggas
right,
won
right, right.
6. So even the LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron really sold up the East. Like that shit is so
Yeah,
crazy when you look
yeah,
back at
yeah.
10
10 straight
finals.
finals, 4 rings.
You know what I'm
Steph
saying? In
Curry and
his
them get to
athletic
the four
prime.
rings too. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
in his
yeah.
athletic prime. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So I think that this thing is super important for a lot of players' narrative and moving forward because the NBA and the CBA with the second apron,
Hmm.
LeBron and them retiring and how they retire is going to set the precedent for the
For
next generation because I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Edwards and them have shorter
hmm
careers than Kevin Durant and them, just based off of lack of winning,
Mm-hmm.
and all these different circumstances because it's like, look how long KG played. By the time KG was Giannis' age, I think he was maybe his first year in Boston. He only played
Right, 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 right.
like 4 years after that.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
thinks that Giannis is going to retire in 4 years. Why?
Right.
Because they're basing it off LeBron and KD and them. And that's what I'm saying. Them niggas are anomalies.
Right.
They
Right.
anomalies. And like, who wants Russell Westbrook? There's like they saying Miami might get Russell Westbrook. Why? I don't know. But they just want like James Harden. So now they're going to force themselves. They're forcing themselves in the league. Just
Yeah.
watch them stink that shit up. Nobody thinks that he's going to come back next year and can fuck with Jalen Brunson. Nobody thinks that. Nobody
Right.
thinks next year he's just going to be K Cunningham not going to get better.
Right. Right.
And
Right. Right. Right.
so it's
Yeah.
going to get to a point to where with the second apron, they want this money. They're going to be like, okay, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? Because now everybody, and now they changed the draft rules. Now you have to try to win within these next 3 years. So if you
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you got to keep Trey Young and Anthony Davis because next year, even if you fall and hit the lottery, that third year, you can't go back to the lottery. You can't go
Right.
back to
Right.
the top four
Right. Right.
picks.
Right.
So now,
Right.
it's like, oh, what are we doing?
Right, right. Do you think long term that'll actually, because at least to me, it felt, well, I know that's part of what the intention is to try to make it more competitive. You think that that will actually help? Because also, it'd be a lot of movement nowadays. I kind of do wish you would see certain like teams say to get a little bit more, but now you could probably take care of two, maybe three players. This is clearly what the Lakers is kind of about to deal with right now. You're looking at OKC, you're looking at the future of the Spurs. Obviously, Boston is shaking up a little bit right now. They got some other core pieces, but that Brown without Tatum, especially coming off that injury, and I really feel like Tatum tried to like maybe he did it for himself, really, like it was an ego thing because he didn't need to come
Because
back
what if they would have won?
I know
Wouldn't you
he would have
answer?
felt that that was because of him.
No, wouldn't that be your answer though? Right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, yeah, it would have been highly consideration for
Because they
sure.
keep saying, and I feel Jalen Brown. So winning the Eastern Conference MVP and winning the Finals MVP not enough of an answer.
Mm.
Why not? And he said the right thing. Then I wouldn't be here without my other. Like,
Yeah,
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 Jalen
yeah,
Brunson wouldn't win a championship without Carl Anthony Towns. Duh. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying? Like so and so wouldn't.
exactly.
Duh. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. That ego thing. Oh yeah, especially after you didn't play in the Olympics. I thought you were a top 10
Yeah,
player. I thought,
yeah,
yeah, all right.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, I
okay, okay,
never
okay.
been benched before. I never, and that's what I'm saying. Oh, you never been benched. You never did X, Y, Z. Then you immediately come back and you're not the Finals MVP. Oh, I thought you
Right,
were. But then you
right,
could say,
right,
well, Kobe didn't win the Finals MVP the first 3 legs either.
right, 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 right.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So that's like,
so just a quick, so we could kind of hit into the next thing. I guess kind of how are you feeling about the big thing like the Lakers situation? Because the floodgates open up for him tomorrow, right on the
yeah.
30th.
I mean, they act like all the reports now is the Warriors. People trying to decide
I saw that. I saw that earlier. I saw
LeBron
some other
using the
wild shit with
Warriors
Kawhi
for leverage.
Leonard going back to the Spurs. So I'm like, it's all type of shaking up about to
I
happen.
think that is going to happen to Kawhi Leonard back to the to Toronto. It's not the Spurs. It's to Toronto.
I saw a Spurs one today. I did see a Toronto one yesterday. Though.
Toronto.
I was looking like, what? But
Yeah,
yeah,
Toronto. Back to Toronto. I could foresee that because he wants to probably go somewhere where he could just be Kawhi.
yeah,
He's a very particular kind of superstar. So
yeah. They wouldn't have. I mean, they wouldn't have bad last year. So I'm sure that'll definitely
no, they
help.
weren't, and they lacked fourth quarter scoring. So
Yeah, yeah. And
that,
Kawhi
that half
can
court
get
scoring,
that. Yeah,
Kawhi.
yeah,
They already
yeah,
got a decent defense. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
kind of fits in perfectly, and he's just already the legend there. He's a legend.
Right, 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 right.
But the Lakers um signed Austin Reeves. Apparently, Luca wants a certain level center because that's the only way he's gonna win is with a lob threat kind of center the
Yeah,
way he wants to play.
yeah.
Um, I don't. It's tough because LeBron was so productive last year that you're not gonna just get that production from somewhere else.
Got you.
However, sports is a thing that's like next man up opportunity.
Right, 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 right,
You're
right,
not
right,
going to win a championship if you have Kurt Warner as your quarterback and then you win a championship. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right,
So
right,
it's like
right.
one of those things that's like it's impossible till it's not impossible. Like who would have thought Austin Reeves would be getting what he getting right now? Like you would assume that you couldn't do that, and he's doing that. And
True.
so I think that
It'd probably make Luca happy.
I think it's past Bron, and that's
Mm,
a really hard thing because I think that their strategy, because he just won't go to the best teams or just chase the bread.
mm-hmm.
His strategy, since he won't change his salary, his strategy is off, and so it's like it's limited to what it's gonna be.
Type
Because it's
shit.
like if you anybody else to some degree, unless he just wanted to go, like okay, he wants to go to Brooklyn for what? But it's like why would you like limit your team? Like what is it gonna help you to have LeBron on your team?
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying? Now, I could see if he's like, damn, I'll change some shit up, go back to Miami. You
right,
know,
right,
like
right.
he not saying it
That
don't sound like
pay
that's what he
cut, bro. You need that. Cut that bread. It's like, bro, you a billionaire. I get it on some like he can still, based off his production and the fact that he is good for business, he can ask still for a lot of money. But
man, you need to get all
the
that
only
money.
reason you playing should be to win a ring. You didn't play with your goddamn son. Now you can maybe last long enough if
Nah,
motherfucking Bryce can come up in the game.
that's not how the king move, man. The king
You know,
rules,
but come on,
rules, the
man.
rules dealing with the king are the king makes the rules. You don't get to tell the king what's gonna happen because you never seen the king before. He the chosen one. That's the rules with the king. And up until this point, at every time he be right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I know, but
Basketball
Father
standpoint, the
Time
king
is
is
undefeated.
right.
G.
But from a basketball standpoint, like you said, even the Bronny shit, in hindsight, it's gonna be tight to people, and Bronny did do some tight shit. So it's
Yeah,
just you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't like it, but he didn't like just come out here and just wasn't totally terrible.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
So it
mean, if
was
you
a
ever
win.
want to do the Jordan comparison, you could say that nigga jeans is bad.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a win. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
other niggas kids that's tighter than him, but yeah, whatever. They daddy
yeah.
now LeBron to his point. So
Right, 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 right,
so
right, right.
fuck it. My he can feel like, well, I'm better than your daddy, and maybe your son better than me, but I'm better than both of y'all. So whatever.
Right, 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 right.
That's how it
Man,
is.
so when it comes to the money in the sports, man, I know you say you kind of ain't really been paying attention to the World Cup, but I know it ain't been easy to ignore
Well,
either.
more so,
Unless your
not
algorithm is
I've been
just
paying
crazy.
attention to the things around the World Cup, like
Okay,
the
okay,
dude
okay.
on Twitter that's been traveling around America.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like I've been
yeah.
watching kind of all the stuff around because I'm just not. I just don't know the players. So since I'm
That's
not
fair. That's fair.
invested, like I know like Mbappe and like all the tight niggas. So I don't know nobody else. It's kind of just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's been a learning experience for me as well. Like I was excited for this, just especially having gone over to France and like the thing for the Olympics and everything. I'm like, these big global like sports tournaments do be lit, and there's such like amazing cultural exchanges. Like the Olympics compared to the World Cup is
mm,
going to be in fucking sane in LA, bro. It's going to be crazy. The money, the pomp and circumstance, but like having paying started to pay some more attention, actually just like having the games on in the background. These are some good ass games, bro. It's a lot of really good matches. Obviously, well, the biggest story for me is just kind of the rise of Africa, essentially. Like 9 out of the 10 teams made it. One, it was the most African teams in the World Cup at one time in history. And then 9 out of 10 of them made it out of the group round. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Africa has arrived. Not to mention most of the really good teams around the country, if not most of the teams in the World Cup, got somebody that's of African descent slash black on their team.
yo, can
So,
I stop you on that real quick? I
mhm.
saw that it was like one of the only countries because they eradicated black people from their
Oh
city.
yeah, 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 I
Saw
know
that
Messi
Argentina.
land. Yeah, 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 Messi land.
That was,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
I was like,
it's crazy. Yeah,
I didn't never
yeah.
look at it like that.
I think that's kind of the beauty of it. And even like this is some of the stuff I wrote about on my Substack Trend Report or whatever. But just like it to me, I think it is the most beautiful like global sport because of how rich in culture and history it is in the
Mm,
exchange of all of that sort of stuff. Like it's people that you can tell aren't really big sports fans, but maybe history fans, politics fans, or fans of fashion, all these other different things that kind of intersect with football on a global level for real. And it's really been cool, especially the cultural exchange that so many people come into the States. Like it's hella people, millions of people first time ever coming to America.
yeah.
And like they geeked up, they going to Target like that shit, like retail Disney.
Hey, that has been really cool to see. That's
Yeah.
been really cool to see.
Like this is
Football
a stadium,
stadiums.
like all of those sort of things, like all these different people that are kind of like coming together. I've been seeing these random posts on my algo and just because I think my algo, I'm engaging with the World Cup stuff. Threads, I will say also has a really good algorithm for like whatever you might be talking about or liking.
I keep saying I'm
It,
not gonna get in the 360 deal with Zuckerberg and get on
no,
Threads. I think it's
I
not for
feel
me.
you. I still prefer most of the content that I read and consume over on X, but that's because I think I just follow enough of the right people in it
Right.
that just knows me better.
Mhm.
But the threads, I think it do hit on it's a good like tag team, like a Robin, a text version of your Instagram for
Okay.
real, for real. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
ain't bad. I think they got a good algorithm on the back end, but just seeing people talk about, how they say like world peace can never be a thing, and then like then you look at the World Cup, and it's like
Bro.
it really is a thing of like bringing so many people together. And of course, like America's actually doing pretty good right now as well. If we can actually win this game against Bosnia coming up, which we should be able to beat Bosnia when you get into that round of 16, especially because that Bosnia game is right before the 4th of July. Like we're going to have a really big sports story in the country
They
going
having
in.
a watch party in St. Louis. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
go.
I know because we got the Bosnian
Yeah,
connection.
yeah,
Like
yeah, I'm gonna go to it. I'm
that
gonna go.
be that be the shit, bro. Like I mean, sure, yes, France is still a big deal. The Messi Mbappe goal race is a big deal though, bro. Like
Break
this
that
nigga
down to me.
Mbappe, like, all right, so Messi at the beginning, towards the beginning of the World Cup, he had a hat trick, bam, and I think he tied at 16 for the most goals in World Cup history
Yeah.
that game. He come back and get two in the next game, so boom, smashes it. Comes into the last game to get out the group round. He rested. They bring him in on the last like 20, 30 minutes, but he scores again. But this nigga Kylian Mbappe is like 3 or 4 goals behind him, bro. And he like 8 years younger than him. Like
Right.
Mbappe is real. So like even the story and the lore of like Argentina old races, we ain't got black people last in Mbappe a product. Obviously, so much colonialism in the history and the culture, but France, it's like 80% of France's fucking national team is black
It's
people.
right.
And Mbappe kind of being like one of them guys and the rivalry teams and stuff like that when you get back into the Euro League situation. It's a lot of like cool like underlying things. You got Yamin Lamal coming through, the young kid up out of Spain. He African himself, but he's the up and comer that's really gonna succeed to Cristiano Ronaldo as he's aging on his way out. Messi's still doing his thing, but if we talking goats, Ronaldo kind of out the conversation after this World Cup.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think Messi is the clear generational goat.
Yeah,
You
he
can be a fave of Ronaldo and like say that's your goat, but like Messi is really the one, bro. His Pele, Messi, like you call it like Bron and fucking,
yeah.
and then
Ronaldo
like
like Kobe. Low
yeah,
key.
and then Mbappe, courtesy of France, might be has the potential to be on GOAT status one of these days if the career trajectory goes to the highest
Yeah.
potential. So we gonna see a lot more competitiveness, but really like in this new elimination round that just kicked off, I'm rooting for the African team. South Africa almost pulled it off yesterday or whatever. They didn't make it, but like I got homies that's from South Africa, so I'm texting them. You can just see the passion in motherfuckers. So like just me just being a fan of the diaspora, especially, like, yeah, you can definitely like find a few folks. And again, like just seeing the algo, you just seeing so many beautiful African like cultures and races and things like that. Latin America going crazy too, like Mexico having a moment. Canada won against South Africa yesterday, so they're still around, but the host nations are all doing their thing. Mexico is electric. It's been a handful of people I know that's been in Mexico City the last like couple of weeks since World Cup started for either vacations or to go to World Cup. That might be the most lit place in the world right now, bro.
That's fire.
Like,
That's
yeah, like it's a whole lot of that, and I'm rooting for them to kind of make it in too, because they really making history is like in advance and further than they have in several years. Canada, this is their first time that they've got this far in the World Cup ever. So like, and then it's gonna be them games where it's going, and it could be like a Colombia versus Mexico, or like a England versus like Ivory Coast, or like Ghana type situation if like certain teams go a certain way. So
yeah.
like the international sports shit talk wars is really about to like kick up. All that unity shit was in the group round. It's about to get like real
Yeah.
fire competitive. And so if you just want to throw it on in the background, I would highly suggest, bro,
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna start today,
definitely
like I
becoming
said.
a real soccer fan now after
Yeah.
watching.
Now, sports betting has definitely made me get
Time to
into
hit a
it
couple
more.
parlays.
Like I need Germany to win today, and them in
Type shit.
Portugal right now. Portugal winning the penalty kicks,
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
and
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's like I mean super heavy favorite,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
duper heavy favorite. Yeah, Portugal has made all three of their penalty kicks. Germany
Okay.
missed the kick, and Germany missed their third one.
Mm. And
So,
Germany is like they were projected to be one of the possible like contenders.
oh,
Portugal to a lesser degree, but like Germany in that top tier for real. Cats talking about England. I don't believe in them when I didn't seen the highlights. I ain't really checking for them like that. I'm thinking it's gonna end up being France versus Argentina again
yeah,
for the
today
rematch.
I'm telling you, Germany to qualify for the next round, which is to beat Paraguay,
Yeah,
well, they
yeah.
were minus 749.
No, they'll be able to make it. They're gonna beat. They should be able to beat Paraguay. That
Oh,
shouldn't be a
it's
question
one
about it.
one.
It's when you get. It's when you start
I'm
getting a little
saying,
bit
bro, it's
further
1-1,
down.
and Germany just missed another penalty kick.
Oh,
That's what
oh,
I'm trying
that's
to
right.
tell
Oh,
you.
you got the game on in the
No, I don't
background.
have. I'm just looking at it live. I'm just looking at the little stats that they just update live. Germany just
Mm.
missed another penalty kick.
Ooh, yeah. Nigga, do you know the type of people that's gonna be crying? That's my favorite shit. Seeing the happy or the sad tears in the crowd, bro.
I'm telling you, they
Like
had
just
the best op.
the level of
I don't know
passion.
if they lose this game, does that put them out of the next round? I
Yes,
don't.
this is elimination level
Oh,
now.
yeah.
So it's
So
win or
they
go home with all these games. So yeah, niggas will be crying.
they
Yeah,
about
yeah,
to.
yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
and that's
Paraguay.
my table.
Paraguay just missed.
Okay,
So now it's. I mean, Germany. You get 5 shots.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, Germany is up for their next shot.
Okay.
Whoever is kicking this has to make it, or they gonna
Mm.
lose. So I'll get back in and check on that in a second.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. No, but yeah, that's the type of shit that's gonna start shaking the
what
table
I
out
wanted to ask you though was
here.
like, so in football, is it really just Nike and Adidas that's really like the big footwear? Like that's like big
Yes,
footwear?
yeah, but and that's what I wanted to also segue into because I'm sure you've at least seen some of the activations and things, which has also been the other part that's really been exciting to me on the market and the advertising side, which is what we do. Yeah, they're the powerhouses, but it's been cool stuff from Puma.
Okay.
I feel like I seen like a Le Coq Sportif situation that was very like boutiquey, but like everybody's getting like a little bit of shine and some things like that. I love what Nike did when they started working with like the different brands. Like you got Jacques Mou over in France, and they did the Palace collab in England, and so on and so forth. Like that was really raw. I know me and you be having our side chats about like the Nike comeback and the Adidas situation. Adidas been holding it down, but Nike's also been making some very powerful like pivots and plays as well. Adidas just came out the woodwork with that new short film though. That was really dope.
Which one?
I forget it was an actor and
Oh, Germany
uh,
made it. Germany
Germany
made it.
made it. Nice,
3-3.
nice, 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 nice. Yeah, I know they should win the game. They should win the game. But also I know you like saw the Nike like soccer tournament, the street football tournament that they had up there. Travis Scott then pulled up. You
Mhm.
know, Ronaldinho was there and all of that. Like it's these big moments really happening. Adidas, I think they got like a big epic like experience center in maybe Atlanta. I want to say it is. They probably
Mhm.
got them in multiple markets just the way that the money
I
go
seen
around.
YKD's performing.
You say
And big,
who?
I seen YK Nice performing.
Oh yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Like, bro, the cultural exchange is crazy. And like,
So
my little sister,
crazy.
she's down in Atlanta or whatever, and like she's gone and hung out a couple of times, and like, the game where it's like Haiti versus Brazil and shit. It's like, yes, bro, it's diaspora, especially in Atlanta. Like that's
Yeah.
tight. That's
Yeah.
where a game like that would go down. I'm sure when it comes to the food, the fashion, the music, and probably some business as well, like the link ups is gonna be very real, bro. So, that's really where I'm looking at it for real, for real. I think it's gonna get more intense, obviously, is like when the championship comes, it's gonna either be a Nike or an Adidas athlete that gets that stuff. That creative's already done and approved and just
Mhm.
ready to hit on that day. Like we're gonna see more epic shit. But again, just kind of like thinking about, especially because we're talking about essentially two of the biggest global sports from like actual popularity, from actual playership,
Yeah.
viewership, as well as just like cultural dominance in soccer and basketball today, for real, for real. Like, yeah, man, I'm very excited for what the Olympics have in store because that's going to be epic in Hollywood, in LA, and up and down California, from the tech money to the entertainment money to the fact that Nike and Adidas are both on that coast. Like,
Mhm.
it's going to be a blitz, bro. And there's so many other sports when it comes to that stuff. And of course, there's going to be a soccer tournament in the Olympics as well. on top of your basketball, on top of your track and field, on top of the flag football coming through, on like on sumo wrestling, equestrian, nigga, the riding, the horseback riding on the in the countryside of California gonna be beautiful on tape, bro.
Well,
It's
yeah, and that's
busting.
something you made me think too. Like, Wemby wanted to compete in the
Yeah,
Olympics. I don't see him not competing in 2028. Just how
yeah,
big of a competitor he is. It wouldn't
yeah,
be crazy if,
yeah.
depending on what happens in his professional
Hmm.
career, but he's definitely gonna want to win that gold
Yeah,
medal.
yeah,
And
no, for sure. And
it's
bringing that here, we beat them on his home court, and he gets to get revenge here.
that
Yeah,
made
bro.
him,
Like,
but he's New York going against him has made him a villain. The only
yes.
other, like, and he's in Texas though, so he kind of got
Hmm.
a little bit of Texas pride, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Which is a little bit different, but no, the Northerners did not like him.
Yeah, yeah,
Paraguay
yeah,
won.
for sure.
Paraguay got him out of here, man. Germany
Oh,
lost.
really?
Yeah, on penalty kick.
Oh,
That was
they
the
gonna be talking that shit.
that was the
Oh,
most
that's
easiest
nuts.
play
Damn,
I
I,
had.
I gotta look at the bracket. Who next up on the bracket for that one?
That was supposed to
See,
be a
bro.
layup with my lay, man.
Yeah, you actually put money on that game too?
Like $2. No,
Ah,
no, no,
okay.
no. That game I had like a 13 leg.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, Paraguay definitely not making out of that. That's France versus Sweden. I mean, clearly upsets are possible, but yeah, Sweden versus France. France would beat the brakes off of Paraguay. I'm pretty sure of. That's on 4th of July. But shout out Paraguay. Eliminating a big contender like that is actually nuts.
That was
Yeah,
big. So
Netherlands, Morocco.
to your
Yeah,
point, that plays well into like these other smaller
yeah,
countries.
yeah, bro. Yeah. Like imagine a fucking Senegal. That's really who I'm rooting for. Senegal to beat Belgium. That's really the one I'm looking for. Or like
Okay.
Cote d'Ivoire beating Norway. Like
Yeah.
that type of shit coming through is like, especially on some just like Pan African rooting for everybody black type shit. Like those are the things that I'm just looking forward to seeing more of. I mean, just speaking of us, our people in general, but also like the fact that there are so many more international black people over here. We talk about we should be trying to move past the diaspora wars. Like this
Hmm.
sort of cultural exchange, just people just cats being like, "Oh, the girls from Cape Verde is baddies." Motherfuckers loving like the fucking Nigerian and Ghanaian and South African music. And like all these
Yeah.
random things are happening right now that yeah, from a broader strategy, marketing, cultural sort of like perspective on it, like this is great. And it's unfortunate that like, we aren't a little bit more hospitable. Like it's kind of whack that like we in a war with Iran right now. We treated them poorly and FIFA damn near got some shit rigged against them too. Like they damn near it's hella people that got Iran's back all of a sudden just how the World Cup played out and how I felt like
Saying that.
Iran should have won. I'm watching that game live like that. They won that. Somebody broke it down real technically, but it was other things throughout the course of that game. It didn't come down to just that moment type shit or
Yeah.
whatever. But like, yeah, these stories and how they kind of play out, especially with such a huge like global society and these big apps like TikTok and things like that, like really being ways that people are like exchanging information and ideas and culture nowadays. Like these next couple of years are really big with the undercurrent and undershadow of the democratic socialist movement and class consciousness and all these other random things that kind of pop up. Like we already know that like change is inevitable, but kind of like the way that things are shaking up is going to be very interesting on a cultural, on a marketing, advertising, on a business perspective for the next few years, especially with the way the job market is looking and technology and trying to making cheaper AI. If them niggas win the AI race because they just do everything we do, but they make it cheap and accessible for everybody globally, China, everybody friend.
That's
China,
real.
everybody friend. So it's like it's so many of these random ass like strategic things. We have really bad political and like just like societal strategists in office right now calling the shots and doing this weird shit with the Supreme Court and all that as well. So yeah, man, because all of this stuff be impacting our jobs, in this really interesting way.
How
Uh huh.
I was gonna say, kind of switching from sports a little bit.
Okay, because I
Brought
had
up
one other thing. Not after you, I was gonna ask you about Cam, but Yeah,
Oh, well, I want to ask you. I mean, it'll lead into that because I'm gonna ask you about
yeah,
your
yeah.
job.
That's what
AI.
that's what I figured.
Um, how have you been asked to use AI at your job?
Recently, I would say for the past few months, it has been fairly chill on asking us or even like encouraging slash nudging us to use it. Last year, when I think the build out of things was happening, it was more encouraged. I think between maybe pattern and systems learning and trying to maybe train the AI, and the fact that like last year was just the big year where everybody was buying it, all enterprise was happening, everybody was being told to use AI, or it's gonna replace you. Not our stuff is decent, but they don't necessarily like keep throwing it at us at this point in time, which I'm grateful for. But I will say our tools are developed enough to actually be decent, effective tools. So if you are using it, you damn near might either be getting more of what you're looking for most of the time because it don't be perfect still, or your productivity has sped up a little bit for you. I would say for me, using AI has definitely helped in the productivity category, but I mostly just use it for like deck building and like research.
That's real. I've been
Yeah,
using it a little bit more for ideation, not
type.
like big idea, but like breaking down briefs a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
getting to
Mm-hmm.
the simple part, and like having it read against just like structure, sentence structure, body. I feel like being able to write or have things that have been touched by AI or
Mm-hmm.
influenced by it is somewhat important because I feel like now it's bots talking to bots. So
Yeah.
even like, you know what I'm saying, even the way that as consumers are designed to read stuff and the action words and the click to the CTAs and
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
different things, like people are programmed to think like robots now and think
Mm-hmm.
kind of more in that way than to an emotional appeal. Where
Mm.
advertising was like a little bit more closer to commercial art.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a little
That's
bit
what
further.
made me fall in
It's
love
a
with
little
it.
bit like you have that in moments, but on
Mm-hmm.
the day to day for most brands, the advertising is so transactional.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
feel
Yep.
like for whatever reason, the way that we read algorithms, the body content that we get, that it almost is more beneficial than only trying to because people get so much stuff, they don't need another thing to be emotional about until they are, and this will go into cans,
Mm-hmm.
until they are my thing now is interest and fandom.
Oh,
So
this is perfect. Okay,
I
good.
know, I know, I know, I know. And
Take
so
it out.
until until if you're a brand
Uh-huh.
and I'll use Timberland.
Okay.
Timberland is not a basketball brand.
Mm-hmm.
Timberland put, if you look on their Instagram, they have posts about the NBA finals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Why don't Columbia have posts about the NBA finals? Why don't
Mm-hmm.
North Face have posts about the NBA finals?
Mm-hmm.
Canada Goose, all these different things. It's because of the interest. New
Mm-hmm.
York City, New York Knicks being an interest, Timberland tied to
Right,
that.
right, right.
Timberland shoe having its own fandom that ties
Mm-hmm.
to New York. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's how you get into the conversation.
Yeah.
And you can't force your way into conversations. It's almost like in reaction to DEI and when
Mm-hmm.
brands were forcing themselves into conversations, it
Mm-hmm.
made people dig even deeper. And so
Mm-hmm.
now it's like, well, I don't want to just talk to any brand. I only want to talk to the brands that fit my interests or the
Right, right,
brands that
right.
I can be super fans of. And that
Mm-hmm.
is very, very, very interesting where we are. It's just the AI just kind of
Yeah,
navigating
yeah. No, I mean, I can say similar, and I mean, I think that's kind of you're blessed if you work in marketing advertising in a way that your work and what you produce can actually still make people feel something. I think in addition to what you're saying, performance marketing has been such a huge, and performance metrics rather, have been such a huge influence on business and growth and how we look at success over the last 10, 15 years as this advent of digital and social media and really tracking all this data has just grown, blown up so more. They lean so heavily on the numbers and the quant we've already kind of naturally lost a nice portion of the emotional and creative aspect of the industry, and so much of it because corporations are already number driven, like short term profit, quarter over quarter, year over year growth. That's already the mindset. But now having real data to back it up, it just and I'm not opposed to performance marketing by any means, and I think it's good to be able to track your performance so you can at least gauge something. I think back in that 90s and pre 2000s era of it, when the golden age and the budgets was
And
fat.
Nielsen, that's all you
Oh man,
had.
that shit sound amazing. Mad
Amazing.
Men through like Obama was amazing. Really, damn near through Trump 2016. I feel like that's really when the algorithm got perfected. But even in them early 2010s, you were still getting quirky. Tumblr was still a thing. It was some fluidity out there. But after they kind of, and then just like the rise of big tech was also around that same era, and their numbers, guys, and not so big on the culture and emotion as well, or taste rather. We've gotten to this point, and we're seeing. I've been reading these random articles talking about, the death of the millennial brand and yada 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 over the last few years, and there have been some brands that looked very similar to other brands in our era. They were essentially product startups for real, and you either got
That's
acquired
right.
or like you shuttered out, or you like, I don't know, you license this shit off and you just over in the corner in Walmart, you cash out at that point, send it to some VC funds or whatever. But outside of that, they didn't give you characters, they didn't really give you emotion. It wasn't a lot of that going on. I think it was a lot of talk, the same way they talk about that shit even today at Cannes. But the thing is, the new Trojan horse, because really the big three of the topics, we've already covered two of them, being sports as well as AI. The third big three of topics that seem to be coming back on the reports is this rise of the creator, and creators essentially being the new celebrities. But that's the new focal point, I feel like, for an emotional connection in some sort of way. And we're in this interesting space where like the old influencers, the ones that I didn't necessarily fuck with, are not necessarily the influencers or the creators that really get all the shine now. They've either become super famous or just like do random ass shit, get your check and get out the way. Or you become like a celebrity and people, TMZ be covering them mega superstar sort of influencers rather. But now we truly are in more of a content creator era with a lot of like subject matter experts or people who really like niched down and have their particular thing. And you can build a fan base and an emotional connection with people that way as well. I kind of like this era a little bit more, but I still see it all as like people as walking billboards. You're just kind of like Gary V'ing your shit until somebody cuts you a check. And I see a lot of people also become whatever the check need them to be. I hear some people kind of do the integrity thing, but I think what these numbers and success and all that does to people in general, especially like at least with an athlete or an artist or some sort of thing, I think there's a lot more like friction and like adversity that kind of comes with it. Being a creator, if you just pump and pump and pump and the algorithm will eventually boot you up, you start getting checks for it. Like the rose colored lenses be elevating certain motherfuckers to a certain level. I'm like, it's like a Truman Show thing. Like you becoming a character for real, G.
Well, I think what you're hitting on though is the difference between somebody educating or entertaining
Mm-hmm.
versus somebody only online to become famous.
Yes.
When you're only online to become famous, which is some of the more like Adrian Broner, you talk about former athletes,
Right,
right?
right, right,
They're
right.
only doing it for relevance.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
not on the Adrian. It would be different if we were everyday niggas are just working out with Adrian Broner.
Right, right,
And
right,
he
right,
on there
right. That would
boxing with
actually be
niggas and
great
going
to
out.
see.
Niggas would
Yeah.
actually watch that and
Mm-hmm.
work down and this what we doing and we at the gym and it's centered around that like kind of in a Kyrie like way.
Yeah,
Kyrie
yeah,
is kind of he
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting on there watching hoops. He's not on there to be the biggest streamer. He's just on there talking
Exactly.
hoops, talking XYZ. The
Exactly.
interest to your point,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
the creator, because the number one way of marketing something, newsflash, is word of mouth.
Yeah. Still to this day. Still to this day.
And so when you know that there are some people that get online just to be famous, when you watch a person have an interest, a genuine interest for something, and they build a platform, you trust them because you look at them as an expert just
Mm-hmm.
based off of them being willing to post about one thing for years. That's really all it is that like people are saying, no, I trust that. That goes back
Mhm.
to reviews, that goes back to all these things. And now, even more than ever, I say even more than AI, because AI can tell you, but it's even doesn't matter if you don't understand.
Right.
You have to have strategists, you have to have creatives that understand how these platforms work. And
Mhm.
it's too many times like, oh, we're gonna get a brand deal, we're gonna get the biggest person that we can get, hope all these people see it.
Your
That's not how the platforms
mic.
work anymore. That's not how the platforms work anymore. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so that's a that's
To,
a real
to to add to your things that you need when it comes to the strategists and the creatives, I think you also need them to understand people. Like I think we're in a cultural literacy deficit when it comes to the industry as well. I mean, in part because of what I'm hearing coming out of Can. And we've talked about it quite a bit. I done wrote about it on my Substack. These old heads in these positions of power genuinely lack vision, bro. These are I'm not anti technological innovation. I'm not anti more genuine, authentic people who really are into something telling me about it. In fact, I love that sort of content and I like to become one about the things that I'm passionate about myself. I'm also definitely not against sports. I think that is massive, but between the fact that that is the one thing media and a little bit of the local news, because CNN and all of them is like dying slowly. You're just watching them just like bleed out. Fox as well, like aging demographics. People still will watch their local news, but a lot of that coverage is also going digital as well. But
question on
sports
that.
is the main thing. Uh huh.
Why hasn't CNN adapted and looked at like what the New York Times has done? Even PBS. Have you not? I've been like other
So
I
P
also watched the George Bush documentary on PBS
right,
on
right,
YouTube.
right, right.
You know what
No,
I'm saying?
so
I don't get
PBS actually be smashing because their pivot was more social media. It's public funds. I don't think like New York Times is literally like goaded is like one of the like top tier institutions in news. And I was reading about their pivot because they got into games, like their channels
podcast.
like games, food, podcasts. That was when print was dying and so much was going on. Like great move by them. And I don't know how easy it'll be for them to recreate, but I'll go with your question because that'll also go back in the other thing I'm getting at. PBS, their pivot to digital and social is actually working out very well for them, and has apparently become like a decent little like revenue stream for them, like based off the engagement and shit like that. So they're doing it in their way. CNN, I think, has tried, but back to what I was getting at, they're lacking vision. They don't. The last good thing they really had on CNN, and shout out to them for giving like W. Kamau Bell a shot. Shout out to them for giving wasn't it like Roy Johnson, the brother from Chicago or whatever. Like, shout out for giving him a shot. I actually liked their stuff, and I wouldn't be mad if they kept it on like the streaming services, but that's not top tier television for them. And they lack vision, bro. Like I don't think that these media companies really know what they're doing. And when it comes to Paramount and everybody's in the merger and acquisition thing to just consolidate. And that's why that creator thing is so important because you are seeing the future of media kind of poke through. Because some of these people are going to be building really like Mr. Beast is a powerhouse for real. And I don't really even I see some of his stuff, but he don't come on my algorithm and I'm not a target audience for him. But I get what he got going on over there, and I can see even without me being a fan how massive it is. And a nigga be making some he get the sponsorship shit like that, but like his production costs versus what like his revenue just off of posting, that shit damn near balance out. His checks
You ever
come from
watched any history
sponsorships
before?
and cookies, bro.
You ever
Cookies.
watched it?
Yeah, I watched some of his stuff.
Craziest
The
shit you ever
production
watched.
value is nuts.
Nigga
Like
lived
I
in a
get it.
grocery store for 2
Yeah,
months.
bro, I get it. And like I follow Mischief, an agency I really respect and like, they be winning Hello Awards and all that stuff, but they were covering and posting about Can, kind of giving some of their POVs throughout it or whatever as well. And they were kind of being snarky about some of the stuff while also just kind of pointing at the signal that's in front of us. But I think they had made like a bit of a post because I think they won a Can for Tubi. But Tubi is becoming this huge platform for creators over there. And it's already free. They're just paying and licensing people's stuff from over on YouTube and putting it on a hub with their super deep content pipeline, and they're growing. They're becoming more and more closer to a profitable thing while also producing original content. It'd be crazy over there, from Latin to black to queer to Asian to anime to sports. Like, they got the streaming shit with the World Cup on over there, bro. Fox kind of killing it, and I think they talking about buying another media. Oh, I think it was yeah, exactly, Roku. And now when they can buy that infrastructure, it's a game changer, bro. But like, we only still
Distributor.
see exactly. So now when you got your distribution channel set up and then pipe into hundreds of millions of households, bro, like, that's a big, and that will likely go through. I feel like Fox is in Trump and in favor right now as well. We may not see them get broken up next time around. I would like to see more competition in the market, but we're getting to this hyper concentrated thing, and then damn near it's like rapping, bro, or like being an independent artist at this point. You a creator, and you either like blow up on your independent Nipsey shit and like really do your thing that way, and that's hella tight, and you a legend for that, and you don't owe nobody shit, or you build your shit up and try to get signed to a major. They distributing your stuff, and I don't know what the kickback in the deals look like, because maybe Tubi just cut them a flat check to license their shit, but they getting all that ad dollars or whatever. But that also speaks to sometimes the way that some of these artists are negotiating their contracts right now, where it's more equitable for them. You can own your masters essentially, and then you get that kickback. So we're in a really interesting space when it comes to just like content creation, distribution, how to make money, and how media and advertising plays a role in it. I don't hate it, but I also am not super excited about it, because it's looking more and more like formulaic and very, very, very like calculated, as opposed to imaginative, because it's all a numbers game at this point, and that does not bode well for people with ideas.
Creativity, or to your point, or especially people of color. And I'll end us on this part because, and I would like to talk about this next episode, which will not be as long of a break.
Yeah, now we back.
Um,
June's a crazy month though.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Because what you're talking about is really important, and it's like common sense in a lot of ways. And I think you can see it in the big Hollywood studios. I went to go see Supergirl,
Oh,
and I
nice. Okay.
saw back rooms the other day,
I
and you
still do
have
that.
you have back rooms from a guy that was created on YouTube. You got
Mm-hmm.
Supergirl that was created by, behind the ideas of James Gunn and all these big Hollywood movie producers.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, creativity always wins out. And because the movie studios don't have common sense, and it's white guys being white guys, how do
Mm-hmm.
you not have a woman direct Supergirl?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Mm.
that is like the obvious answer, because the same reason you had a black guy direct Black Panther,
Yeah,
right? These are
exactly.
common
Exactly.
sense things that you can pull into from storytelling. You know what I mean? But to your point, when it's, oh, who are we going to take a chance on to do this? Da, 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 da,
Right.
da, 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 da. And then what you end up doing is you end up being in the middle, which is something that you never want to be. You learn that from great music producers and record labels. You don't want a song that people think is okay. You damn
Right.
near want something that people be like, I hate this. Or you want
Mm-hmm.
something that people love.
Right. Right.
And
Right. Right.
you're in the middle, it's hard to get out of the middle. And I
Yeah.
think that's what Hollywood agencies, now they're stuck in the middle. And then they bought all this damn AI, which is going to average everything out, take away the color even more. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, like I always say, for us, the small guy, the small woman, the small team. That is who is in charge now. Somebody want to cash you out, by all means, take care of your family.
Yeah. Take care of your people.
But until then, use these tools to not only compete, but to, like you said, get your ideas out there in the world. That's what we
Yeah.
got to focus on. That's what we got to do. And that's
Yeah.
just our challenge. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that just is what it is. So
No, for
definitely,
sure,
man.
man.
Well, I don't think we'll talk till after the holiday. So
Okay. Okay.
happy 4th, 250 years being black in America.
Yeah, you got your T too, man. You in post, you got to throw up a graphic or something real
Yeah,
quick.
I mean, yeah. Boom, here it is. I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
I'm not doing that. But bigesco.com.
It's a good shirt though. Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, no, it is a good shirt. It was like not Juneteenth because I'm like that's not the Juneteenth flag or whatever. But I was just
Type
like,
shit.
everybody is in a black mode right now, so I'm like, yeah,
Mm,
we black, we Americans. To your point, World Cup, we black Americans. That's how we feel. We don't necessarily feel as represented by the red, white, and blue in that
right.
way, you know. So, but we
Nice.
still Americans. I don't got no other flag that I'm really trying to rep for real, for real. If I'm being honest. So, but yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Subscribe, like, keep doing all that stuff. We've been doing what we've been
Oh
doing,
yeah.
and we're gonna keep
Keep
it
'em
going.
coming.
So,
Peace,
holla,
y'all.
peace.